Jake Arrieta is back at Wrigley Field. He looks odd in Phillies red, though, doesn't he? He will not pitch in this series, but a chance to get reacquainted with his former teammates. We're set for Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN Sports. The Cubs welcome in the Phillies to start a 3-game series. Welcome to the friendly confines. Jim DeShays and Len Casper on a cool night. The Cubs coming back from a 6-1 road trip, and Joe Maddon said best week of the year so far.
Yeah, understandably that he would make that point. You remember the Cubs started the road trip in Pittsburgh. They got in at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, had to play a day game, did not faze them, and they played very well across the board. Hitting, pitching, defense, solid numbers, 5.3 runs per game, ERA of $1.88, and defensively solid work as well.
Cubs just 2 games back of front-running Milwaukee in the Central. The Brewers are in Cleveland here for a couple of days before they head to Philadelphia. We'll have the Phillies and the Cubs coming up, and a little Jake Arrieta tribute before first pitch.
Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Join the team that enjoys responsibly. Budweiser reminds you to drink wiser. Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. Lexus. Experience amazing. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, the card to carry through it all. And by Volkswagen. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer or VWDealer.com for the Volkswagen dealer near you.
These reckless nights you'll regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
Good to have Jake back here in Chicago, and certainly a Cub for life, even though he thinks he's got a long career ahead of him as a Philadelphia Philly, and he might be right. Off to a really good start this year, 68-31 as a Cub, 2 no-hitters, won the Cy Young in 2015, owns a World Series ring from 2016. Let's get the Phillies lineup written out by first-year manager Gabe Kapler. It's a team that walks a fair amount. They're not scoring runs here lately. Hernandez, Herrera, Kingery at the top. Santana, Altair, Williams in the middle. Franco, Alfaro, and Eflin rounded out.
Cubs defensively this evening, Kyle Schwarber will man left field. Albert Almora Jr. center, Jason Hayward right. Bryant and Baez on the left side of the infield. Zobrist and Rizzo second first. Wilson Contreras is the catcher this evening, and our Blue Cross Blue Shield starting pitcher is Kyle Hendricks. Choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, the card to carry. Through it all, the professor making his 12th start, 4-4 with a 3.19 earned run average, just 14 walks issued. He has the 6th lowest walk rate in the National League. He's 3-1 with a 260 lifetime against the Phils.
Big Jordan Baker is back of the plate. Vic Carpazza at first, Nick Marley at second, and the crew chief Jerry Lane is over at third. It's a cold night. Wind is blowing in here on June 5th, and away we go. That ball hit to right and foul by Cesar Hernandez, a switch hitting second baseman.
A talented guy. He's got speed. He swiped 10 bags this year. He'll take his walks. Got a 373 on base percentage. And the bunt is always in play when Hernandez is in the box.
Bryant in at third, and this pitch is popped up. Bryant out. Baez over into foul ground, and he makes the grab right in front of his own dugout for the first out. The wind is whipping out of the northeast tonight at 24 miles per hour. It's only 55 degrees.
Yeah, so there could be some adventures with balls in the air. That one rattles around a little bit before Baez is finally able to secure it. Phillies managed to score just one run over the weekend in San Francisco, and that was a Jake Arrieta home run. His team got off to a great start, but they have scuffled lately.
Stats had a note about that. Here's Odubel Herrera, and he takes a pitch off the outside. That is the first time ever that a team has scored one run in a 3-game series, with that run coming on a pitcher's home run. How about this batting stance from Herrera? He seems to be more open than even last year.
Yeah, he's open, he's energetic, and he's symbolic of what's gone on with their team. He got off to a great start. His average just a couple of weeks ago, still way up there at 340, 350, but he's been in a funk. Overall, though, the number's still good.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts in the batter's box for Herrera with that. I don't know if you would call it an open stance. Clearly it is, but it's left foot right on the back corner of the batter's box. Leans on the instep. That is just pure funk.
He pops it up. Foul ground. Bryant will make the catch as Contreras was streaking past.
The conditions will reward aggressive pitching tonight. With the wind blowing in, you don't want to be walking people. Go ahead and take some shots over the heart of the plate if need be.
Now the rookie Scott Kingery. The normal everyday shortstop is J.P. Crawford. He is on the DL with a forearm strain. Kingery has basically been a rookie version of Ben Zobrist. 30th started short, but he's made starts at third, second, left, and right in his true rookie season. Got off to a really good start, but his last 40 games hitting just 190. On the ground foul. So the weather we talked about, I mean, clear skies, you like that, and it's jacket weather, it's heavy sweatshirt weather, and there were a few members of the media who were ill prepared for this one tonight.
Not those guys, though. Yeah, there may be somebody down in the Cubs radio booth that had to make a late adjustment before the game.
One and two on Kingery. Here's Hendricks' pitch. Swing and a miss. So Kyle with a 1-2-3 first inning. Cubs bats coming up against Zach Eflin. Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. Tonight's Cubs Southwest Airlines starting 9: Zobrist, Hayward, Bryant 1 through 3, Rizzo, Contreras, Schwarber 4, 5, 6. Baez typically plays second. He's at short tonight for Russell. Almora Jr. batting 8th, and Kyle Hendricks 9th.
Pitching for the Fighting Phils tonight is a 24-year-old right-hander by the name of Zach Eflin. He has made 5 big league starts this year. The first couple were really good. Since then, he has struggled. Overall, 1 and 2 with a 4.50 earned run average.
Zobrist had a great road trip. 10 for 25, 4 doubles, 2 homers. He added 5 walks. That is a strike. Eflin replaced Ben Lively in their rotation. He spent April at AAA.
And 11 starts for the Phillies last year, 11 the year before that. Mixed results. Big guy, 6'6", 215. He's picked up a couple of notches in terms of his velocity last year to this. He's doing a lot more of that, attacking with the elevated fastball, 96. So more four-seamers than sinkers these days, and as I mentioned, the velocity is up. He'll mix it with a slider. Against the righties, it's mostly fastball, slider. With the left-handed batters, you'll see a few more changeups and curveballs.
Still 1 and 2 on Zobrist. The Cubs have 23 losses, tied for the fewest in the National League with Milwaukee. The Cubs have 4 games in hand on the Brewers, so they trail by 2. In the win column, they trail by 4. It's that key loss column that you always think about. The Phillies had been in a rebuild, but they've stepped on the gas a little bit. And while they've struggled here lately, they're 5 games over 500 and only 2.5 out. 3rd place in the East. There's their new manager, Gabe Kapler. 2-2.
Kapler took fire early on with some of his moves, the way he used his bullpen and other things. Got booed in their home opener.
He can join Mike Schmidt, the Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Santa Claus gets booed.
Hernandez makes the play. And it will bring up Jason Hayward. 429 last week.
The Phillies have really morphed. A few years back, they were probably one of the last teams to the table in terms of embracing analytics. But this group now, with Kapler and the front office, they're all in. And Jake Arrieta, as a matter of fact, kind of fired off on them the other day after a start in San Francisco about their shifting. He feels like it's not working.
0-1 on Hayward.
They are dead last in Major League Baseball in defensive runs saved.
Lots of Cub connections with the Phillies, and when you go back to the Dallas Green days, that kind of has continued in this current era. That ball caught by Williams. We saw Jake Arrieta next to him. Jose Flores, their first base coach, former Cubs organization member. John Maley is their new hitting coach. There's John, the Chicago native. Rick Kranitz is their pitching coach. Spent a long time in the Cubs system. And Andy McPhail is their team president. Gabe Kapler, by the way, says one of his big influences was Joe Madden. Played for Joe in Tampa. 1 ball, no strikes on Chris Bryant. Now the 1-0 pitch off the inside corner. Chris batting 3rd tonight. Second career start in this ballpark for Eflin. That ball could drop. And it will. Wow. Williams and Herrera both pretty casually going after that ball. I think one thought the other might get it. And a ball that is typically and almost always caught is not.
Yeah, I would imagine the StatCast will have the catch probability on this one up around 95 to 99%. And you see Williams blowing a bubble looking to his left for Herrera, who had already conceded the play to Williams. And this may be a factor of the wind, too. Ball not carrying as far as they anticipated. But
I almost think they're playing too deep.
You've got to, not like tonight, it's got to be dogged pursuit.
So StatCast said for a left fielder that is a 95% catch probability, 35% for the center fielder.
So we're pointing the finger squarely at you, Mr. Williams. You're on the hot seat.
The 1-0 on Rizzo. High in the air to left. Williams will drift in. And the wind probably knocked that one down by 20 feet. Scoreless after an inning. What a great ovation for Jake Arrieta after the video tribute on the left field board. And again, he will not pitch in this series. Well, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame matchup, Hendricks to Santana, and a strike called.
Well, a guy that hardly walks anybody against a guy who's noted for his patience.
One of the big Phillies offseason pickups. That'll go 3-1. And it brings up Aaron Altair playing right field. It's been a struggle for a guy who had a big bust out season last year. And Altair had a big series here at Wrigley Field last season. All right-handed batter.
Yeah, he was the best player on the field in that series. He was doing everything.
Sunday, John Lester and company combined on the Cubs' 8th shutout. That matches last year's season total and tied with the Pirates for the most. Cubs ERA now at 3.18, trailing only the Houston Astros at 2.82.
It's been the strength of this Phillies team too. Well, the hitters have struggled, especially of late. The starting pitching, the rotation has been outstanding.
Just a little bit inside. 2-1 the count on Altair. Kyle's home ERA at 2.38.
May of 2016, Kyle pitched a complete game against the Phillies, one of 3. He was authored in his career.
And he walks Altair. Cubs fans, don't forget to check out the Cubs blog at WGNTV.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side.
That guy rubbing his shoulder, he threw too many sliders back in the day.
It's caught up to him.
Yep.
Nick Williams playing left. Rhys Hoskins is currently on the DL. A fractured jaw after fouling a ball off his face last week. Williams is Tommy La Stella-like as a pinch hitter. And he's in the lineup tonight.
Part of the big deal they made with the Rangers a couple years ago for Cole Hamels.
Just low.
Looked like he was sitting on that changeup right there, the way he took it.
We talk a lot about former catchers, right, facing pitchers they used to catch. How about a hitting coach, John Maley, now with the Phillies, against the Cubs pitchers?
Yeah, he definitely have a lot of intel on how to attack the Cub hitters.
Low and outside. 2-1.
Although with all the data and video that's out there now, I don't know that there's more to be had.
Two-one pitch. Well, 3-1, so he walked Altair. And he's gone to 3-1 on Williams. Michael Franco on deck.
So far, Williams having a good disciplined approach here at the plate, and see if it continues with some of these other Phillies. But it looks like his mindset is, I'm going to kind of sit, change up, and feel like I'm quick enough to get to Kyle's fastball.
And he hits one out into deep right, and that baby's going to go. A home run for Williams. And it's 2-0 Phillies.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what transpired there. The takes of the changeup bought him that fastball from Kyle. And you know, I mentioned earlier that being aggressive would pay off with the way the wind is blowing here today, but I guess the hitter really gets into one, it'll go, and Williams proves it. It's the 12th home run allowed by Kyle this year.
It looks like you can hit it out down the lines and at the video boards. The wind direction currently blowing in out of left center. There's Franco, and he takes a strike. Over 150 games each of the last 2 seasons for Franco. Fifth career start for Hendricks against the Phillies as he knocks down This comebacker, and that'll go 1-3.
Cub fans, nobody tops your passion and nothing beats the experience of Cubs baseball at Wrigley Field. Be a part of it all season long. Tickets are still available for this homestand, especially for tomorrow night, as well as Thursday and Friday afternoon's matchups. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com. 3 with the Phils, 3 with the Buccos, and then back on the road.
Jorge Alfaro, the catcher, playing in his 80th big league game tonight. Called strike.
Another piece that came over in the Hamels deal. Very highly regarded prospect at the time of that trade. Performed well last year.
And he thumps one to left, dipping, and it'll drop in front of Schwarber. That was a topspin liner. And it will bring up the pitcher Eflin, who has a home run to his credit. And he takes a strike, May 25th. Sam Gaviglio of the Blue Jays, he went deep, career .212.
Looks like he's got some skills.
To go back to our first inning note, they scored 1 run the entire weekend in San Francisco as they got swept. Swing and a miss to end the Phillies' second. Nick Williams with a 2-run homer, and the Phillies out on top early.
And through the rough times in 13 and 14, believing in me and the rest of the team, and taking that journey with us, you know, throughout 2016 and even 17, when it seemed like it was just a no-brainer that we were going to be in the postseason and play deep into October and have a chance to win a World Series year in and year out, and to have 40,000 plus here each and every night. You know, bitter cold or humid heat. It meant a lot to us. It meant a lot to me and my family. and definitely a lot to Cooper. You know, he's I think a big part of him will be a Cubs fan for life, and that's very special to me. So thanks to all the fans for that.
Yeah, speaking of his son Cooper, never forget watching the highlights of Jake and his son at the All-Star game in San Diego. It was really neat. 1 ball, no strikes on Wilson Contreras. That ball hit on the ground and out into left center for the Cubs' second hit.
Time comes leading off an inning, an opportunity to build something here. Contreras hits the ball on the ground to the pull side a lot. He's at his best when he's shooting it to the gap in right center. Good solid contact.
For Schwarber bats want to send out special wedding anniversary wishes. Happy 70th, Wally and June Dahlman from Crete, Illinois. Big lead by Contreras, not running, and Schwarber takes off the outside corner.
Alfaro's got a strong arm. He's thrown out 34% this year. It's a good bit better than league average. There's that shift employed by the Phillies. 3 on the right side.
Lexus Run Predictor is brought to you by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer. Nobody out.
Could be a home run prediction. And he's got a hitter's count.
Eflin's 2-0 is bunted. Eflin off the mound quickly. Kyle was not trying to lay a sac bunt down. That's what he'll be credited with. He was bunting for a hit. It's the first sac bunt of his career.
And trying to exploit the shift and a little closer to the line. He probably has himself a base hit. Even with the wind blowing in, I like him swinging on 2-0.
Here's Baez. He and Contreras teamed up to score both Cubs runs with excellent base running on Sunday in New York. Baez stole home on a pickoff throw to first. Contreras scored on a sac fly to the second baseman. And that was all the Cubs pitching needed. In the air to center. As Herrera will make the grab, and Contreras will hold. The throw is way off line, and he's going to be out by 10 feet. The play you want to make with 2 outs, and the Cubs trail 2-0 after 2. as the Cubs have announced that Northwestern will host Wisconsin in the Big Ten action November 7th, 2020 here at Wrigley Field. And it'll be the first time the Big Ten Wildcats have returned to the friendly confines since 2010. And we have Cubs President of Business Operations Crane Kenny with us in the booth. Crane, congratulations, and it's football weather tonight.
Yeah, we are we're getting a little a prelude to next I guess November of 2020.
Strike called on Cesar Hernandez and Northwestern Wisconsin. That's a big rivalry.
Yeah, I think we had a great time in 2010 when we had Illinois come up and play. We think the Wisconsin fans will enjoy coming to Wrigley Field as well and getting a little taste of what the confines brings for football.
Now, it seems early to make the announcement, but college football schedules are made well in advance.
Yeah, they push the schedule out, and I think for fans to really make their plans. As you remember, the last time we did this, ESPN came and treated it like a bowl game, and to give people a chance to plan for it, we thought we'd do it in a couple years in advance.
So leadoff hit for Hernandez. So there's the rendering of the football configuration. So with the renovations this past off season and also what you learned the first time around, explain how it's going to look.
Yeah, so as part of the restoration of the ballpark to address the field issue we had 8 years ago, the home dugout actually has seating behind it that's temporary. So the fans don't really notice it, but they're on an aluminum deck instead of the concrete, which will allow us really with a forklift in about 24 hours to take the dugout top off and to take the seats out, and so that allows us to expand the western end zone about 20 feet, which is what we needed to fit the field into the desires of the NCAA. The Big Ten had signed off on it in 2010, as had Northwestern, so that was a surprise and a last-minute one from the NCAA last year in 2010.
Now, I'm guessing you also had to make sure that the Major League schedule in terms of the World Series, you'd have a few days
right
to convert the field, right?
Yeah, one of the nice things more recently, when you think about how much has changed since 2010, is, when talking to Jim about the schedule, like to say with a lot of integrity, we can't play in October, and really we might as well reserve the first week of November as well. So it's a nice problem to have.
So is the plan going forward to try to do more football here? Yeah,
we've made it known we'd love to do a bowl game, and looking at the success of the Pinstripe Bowl in New York, where Northwestern's actually played, these colder weather cities have become popular now for the bowl games, which we don't bring a beach, but we do bring, around the holiday season, the city of Chicago and all it has to offer from a hotel standpoint, and obviously retail and the restaurants, the museum campus, a great city to be in any time of year.
I agree, and I think the Winter Classic was a great example, right? And it was actually maybe warmer than we thought it would be, but I think fans would have packed this place if it had been 4 degrees out.
Yeah, well, and the weather is so unpredictable. As you guys remember, the parade in November of 2016, we were all in shirt sleeves. It was maybe 70 degrees that day. So yeah, we think the Northwestern game will be great. If we can get a bowl game, that would be excellent. And we'd love to have the Winter Classic come back. That was another great one that we did about 8 years ago as well.
Well, too many bowl games are played in non-football weather.
Yeah.
And you need a little, you need to see the breath. You want to see the cold air.
Well, and especially for the Big Ten teams, if you think about the teams that we would love to have come here for a bowl game, they're playing in those conditions, from, call it, October 1st on. So to have a game in middle of December with a Big Ten team would be no adjustment, really.
Interesting, last year when the Yankees were in town, Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson was here, and I happened to walk into the Yankees clubhouse, and he was telling a lot of the players about all the great football players who had come through that visiting locker room, and a lot of the Yankee players didn't realize that the Bears had played football here for half a century.
Yeah, 50 seasons. Yeah, roughly 1920 to 1970, the Bears made this their home, and it used to be the answer to a trivia question, which stadium hosted more NFL games than any other, and no one would guess Wrigley Field. It's since been eclipsed, but yeah, the Bears were here for 50 seasons, and obviously some championships played here, and a lot of their great players. Butkus played here, Sayers played here. It's been a great football venue, great music venue now, as we've seen, and hockey was fun. We'll keep, and I think we'll keep going.
3-2 on Herrera, and the relationship the Cubs have with Northwestern has been long-standing and works both ways. I know.
Yeah, we're so lucky to have Northwestern so close to us. Obviously, a great academic institution, but what Jim Phillips has done on the athletic side, not just with the facilities, which they've got $400 million in new facilities coming online here. They just opened the Ryan Fieldhouse, which, if you haven't been up to, it's spectacular. They've got Welsh Ryan coming on for the basketball team next year, and then the Walters Athletic Center as well coming on in the fall. So Jim's done a great job on the facility side, and then, you know, Fitz has won 3 bowl games in the last 6 years. They solved their short drought, I think it was 78 years, to make March Madness happen. So a lot of similarities in the last, since we last played had a game played here, of what's happened to their facilities and their team success and ours. But what people don't know is in the offseason, you all know this, but our players use the facilities up at Northwestern to stay in shape. They've got great indoor facilities for our players to hit and run and throw. And then we use their faculty in their conference center on the business side. So it's an integrated partnership that's been wonderful for us over the last 10 years.
Runner takes off. The pitch is fouled back out of play by Herrera. And the first pitch tonight by Jim Phillips, caught by Northwestern alum Luke Farrell. That'll work on that first pitch, but
yeah,
you only get one shot at it. It happens. You get nervous.
And Jim is a perfectionist. This will not rest well. And he's actually got Laura and his family here tonight, so I haven't visited him yet, but that'll be a painful memory.
Full count on Herrera. 2-0 Phillies, third inning. As we visit with Crane Kenny. Ballpark looks great. Obviously the dugouts, from the players' perspective on both sides, very popular, and it's created some seating opportunities as well. I mean, you've got 2 sections now where you've got 3 or 4 rows right behind the on-deck circle, which is great.
Yeah, we've had a few changes to the ballpark that were.
That is ball 4.
Yeah,
first and second.
That were the right changes to make for the players, like putting the bullpens under the bleachers, which was something that I think the players, in terms of safety on the field, it made sense, but it also made sense from the business side. And I think aligning the dugouts with our batting tunnels, which is really the driver for moving our home dugout a little bit further down the line, it now aligns with the clubhouse and what they've got going on behind, both in the video and the batting tunnels. And it turned out to be a nice change for our fans as well.
It's funny, JD, how quickly you get used to the angles. On opening day, I was in the dugout, and home plate looks weird, but walking down there today, it looks like it's been there for 10 or 12 years.
Yeah, just a matter of time to get acclimated.
And the same thing's true, Len, from the fans' perspective. I brought a colleague of mine from Tribune who hadn't been here since we moved the dugouts, and we were in about the 3rd inning where he said, "Wait a minute, I thought the dugouts moved." And I said, "No, they're almost 30 feet down the line." He said, "No, that can't be."
Right.
You get used to the changes, like the video boards, which I think if we were to take those out today, might raise as much trouble as when you put them in.
That is absolutely the case. 2 balls, no strikes. The big Jake Arrieta tribute was great. I go back to David Ross, the Sunday night game, his final regular season home game in 2016. We hit the big home run. And Ernie Banks didn't have the big board, and the idea of the fans in the park being able to get a close-up shot of the guy sitting in the dugout is something that I hadn't anticipated being such a big deal, and to me that's the best part of having that big board.
Yeah, I think that's a big plus, and I do. But you go back to Ernie, a chance for a lot of young fans that may not have been around for Ernie's incredible career. We play the highlights, as you know, every year of our heroes, which include people like Harry Carey, right, on the 7th inning stretch. So for those who didn't grow up with that tradition, a chance to kind of relive that as well. So we use it both for in-game experience as well as trying to bring some of our history to life.
So Kingery aboard. We'll see how that is scored, as He was trying to move the runners up.
Yeah, but a perfectly executed bunt. You see Brian trying to hold his ground there in case there's a play at third base for Hendricks. It's kind of do or die for Kyle as he tries to make a barehanded play.
I'm going to guess infield hit.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And,
but whatever it is,
he's in a
some
mess.
trouble now. It is a hit, so bases loaded, nobody out. Crane, as JD often tells me, the triple play is in order.
I'd settle for 2 here. A little comebacker to the mound would play.
1, 2, 3 double play
here
would work. Against a tough hitter, Santana. And in off the plate for ball 1. Opener of a 6-game homestand, Phillies and Pirates. Comes a 1-0.
This is that.
On a curveball that didn't curve, and here comes Joe.
Madden immediately out of the dugout. I wonder if he's having some finger issues. The previous pitch looked a little funky as well.
Nick Frangella coming out as well. I don't know if I've ever seen Kyle miss quite like that, and that's what Joe's thinking. All right, so looks like he's going to be all right without a warm-up toss.
Yeah, my first reaction was something is physically wrong with him, and then the other thing was, did he have a change of heart as to what he was going to throw there, and just kind of wasted one? I don't know. It was kind of funky.
So 2 balls, no strikes to Santana. Bases loaded, nobody out. Phillies already leading 2-0. Here it comes. Check to swing, but that's enough for Jordan Baker.
Cold, windy night. Sometimes the feel too is an issue. Hand gets real dry.
Double play depth in the middle. 2-2 the count now.
So across the way, hotel's getting rave reviews and all the restaurants associated with it, and it looks like they're just going great guns.
Yeah, and it sort of leads into the conversation about football and bowl games and hockey and everything else and music. This venue's become not quite 12 months a year, but it's it's pushing that, and even when the team's on the road, it's pretty busy. And so the hotel adds to all that. The restaurants, I'm not sure how many of you've been to, but Dutch and Doc's opened recently with our friends at Boca. And all the others, Big Star and Mordecai and Smoke Daddy, they've all done really nicely. And our fans are finding them, which is really important.
Big pitch coming up. Full count, bases loaded. And that's one of the rare guys in the league. I mean, he walks a ton, and you got to make a pitch on Santana. It's now 3-0.
Yeah, well, I think the Phillies have done a real nice job preparing here today. We saw it with Williams with his at bat. He took a couple of pretty good changeups where a lot of guys might have offered at, and then he got a fastball and hit it into the seats for a home run. And Santana here, a veteran guy in a high leverage situation with a chance to do damage, but controls the at bat, doesn't get greedy, takes his walk.
Altair walked in the second and fouls it off himself. I don't want this to get lost in the shuffle, Crane. These 3 days starting last night, 3 of the most important days on the Cubs calendar, the amateur draft, and we'll have a graphic a little later showing the Cubs picks on these first 2 days. But all of the stuff that we've talked about here, the 0-1 hit in the air. Now Mora will get to it, and 2 guys will tag. It's 4-0 on a sac fly by Altair. But the Cubs, adding 40 players, upwards of 40 players to the system via the draft. But all the stuff that's gone on here in terms of revenue, building a front office, the analytics department, all the stuff that Theo has talked about. These 3 days are incredibly huge. Yeah,
this is maybe the most important 3 days of the year for us. Obviously the postseason excluded, but And that team, led by Jason McLeod, just done an incredible job. If those of us who've been with the organization for a while and look back at the production that's happened since they took over, it's unprecedented in our history here at the Cubs, and really will stand up, I think, over time against any team's success in the draft. I mean, you look at the field today, and it's largely, if not almost entirely, the product of what they've done. So.
Past the mound, backhanded Baez. They'll get one, and that'll be it. So another run scores, and it's 5-0. This inning has felt like death by 1,000 cuts for Kyle Hendricks.
Single walk, bunt single, bunt, sac fly, and now this little ground ball. And they can't get two, they get one, but the Phillies will accept that deal and out for a run.
And it's Franco with 2 outs and a man at first. And he pounds it on the ground, and it scoots under the glove of Bryant and into left. And the inning continues. And again, we'll wait and see how this is scored.
Can we get a do-over? Can we get a mulligan here? This ball's got some topspin, not an easy play, but a play Chris probably should have made.
And now the catcher Alfaro. And just to finish the point about the draft, just the baseball infrastructure. It's the stuff that fans don't see. You have your big league payroll. The international signings now are much more regulated than they used to be. But in terms of just the research, the manpower, the due diligence, all the stuff you have to do before draft, it costs a lot of money, and the Cubs have spared no expense.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of work, and the scouts. We certainly have a strong infrastructure from the technology side and the stuff we do here. But I think you can't forget the folks who are in the field who are actually seeing. What I really enjoyed is the credit that we're giving now as you look at the press releases. We talk about the players we draft to make sure people know who the scouts were that found these players. And it's easy now to look at this diamond and think about all these great players, Chris Bryant and others, but without the scouts in the field to file the reports and back everything up and do the background research, none of this happens. So certainly a tribute to them.
Bronco credited with a single as Alfaro fouls away. A ball and 2 strikes on the Phillies catcher. They got 2 on the Williams homer in the second. They've added 3 here in the third.
First time this year Kyle has allowed more than 4 runs in a start. He's allowed more than 3 earned runs in a start only once prior to tonight.
Pulled just off the outside. Eflin, the beneficiary of all this run support, is on deck. Kyle's at his best, man. He's in a nice rhythm, working quickly, and the Phillies have gotten him out of that here in the third.
That's funky.
Bare-handed, and that will do it for the Phillies. Crane, thanks for stopping by. As always, we appreciate it. Stay warm tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, Chicagoland viewers, it's time for the Subway third inning triple play promotion. Text Subway to 97999 right now. The 300th texter wins a $30 gift card to a Subway restaurant in the Chicagoland area. Subway, so much sandwich.
The Cubs offer baseball summer camps presented by ATI Physical Therapy and Ideal Industries. Young sluggers ages 5 to 13 have the chance to suit up in Cubs gear and receive top-notch baseball instruction at locations all around Chicagoland. Many sessions are close to selling out, so enroll before it's too late. Visit cubs.com/kids for more information.
Cubs bats have a bunch of work to do tonight. Trailing 5-zip here as they bat in the third inning. A strike. Albert Almora Jr.
21 outs to get it done. That's the good news. And we're facing Eflin and not Nola or Arrieta or Velasquez. It's a very deep, talented rotation.
Popped up. And caught by Santana. We still have a few tickets remaining for this Friday's Hot Stove Cool Music Chicago. That'll be across the street at Metro, metrochicago.com for tickets, as proceeds benefit Theo's Foundation, to be named later. And a new beneficiary of Hot Stove Cool Music this year, the Base Chicago's opening Saturday at the Urban Classic baseball game at the University of Illinois, Chicago. It supports young people from the west and south sides of the city, uses baseball as the hook to get them to college. And Theo and his brother Paul believe very much in their mission. So looking forward to the weekend. Oh, man. Who has it? Santana.
It's like that old joke. How many Phillies does it take to catch a pop-up?
Right.
One to call it, one to wave the other guy off, and one to fall into the stands. But that's what you need to do on a night like tonight.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Don't make any assumptions. All three guys, a dogged pursuit. A little Mo, Larry, and Curly vibe going there.
So Zobrist with 2 outs, nobody on. And send out happy birthday wishes to Alex Novak. .1-0 on the way is a strike. Eflin from Oviedo, Florida, just northeast of Orlando. High school senior, 7-0 with a 0.51. He hit 97 on the radar gun. Whacked in the right. Zobrist aboard with 2 outs. Time to see who's got momentum, brought to you by First Midwest Bank. This is the number 2 spot in the Cubs batting order, most recently occupied by Jason Hayward.
Yeah, so
Chris Bryant hits there a lot.
Yeah, KB was there a lot earlier in the year. Jason coming off a road trip in which he batted .429. He was 12 out of 28.
First Midwest Bank. Connect with a momentum maker today. (0-1).
Eflin originally drafted and signed by the Padres in 2012, traded to the Dodgers in the Matt Kemp deal. Phillies got him from the Dodgers, a Jimmy Rollins deal, 2014.
He had an awful major league debut in Toronto. 2016, gave up 9 runs and 3 home runs in 2 2/3. That's the bad news. The good news is it could only get better from there. This season, as a big league starter, very good in his first 3 and struggled here over his last 2. But tonight he's working with a 5-0 lead and the wind is blowing in.
Yeah, his last 3 starts, he didn't make it out of the 5th inning. Positioned to do so here tonight.
One thing to keep in mind, the Phillies do not have a designated closer. Gabe Kapler likes to keep his options open to use any of his guys in those high leverage spots. And I guess if you're the Cubs right now, you hope there are some high leverage spots later.
As our good buddy Rick Renteria would say, they got to keep chipping away. Don't get greedy. Make sure you get a good pitch. Situation like this, down 5 with a man on base, sometimes you get a little overly anxious trying to do damage, but you just got to keep having good at bats. There's plenty of time.
Talked earlier about the draft. The Cubs' first-round selection, a shortstop named Nico Horner out of Stanford. That was a 24th overall pick. Cubs had 4 of the top 78 on Monday. Herrera comes in, and that ball drops. Another ball that was in the air for a long time in the shallow part of the outfield ends up a Cubs hit.
You get the sense watching the Phillies play on these balls that they've had some issues running into each other, and everybody's yielding to somebody who's not there to make a play. And again, Herrera, he gives up too early on this ball. I mean, if you sell out on that ball, what do you lose? I mean, it's not going to roll to the wall. It's just a pop-up. You got guys coming in behind you. If you leave your feet and don't make the play, somebody's going to be there to make the play for you.
And the ball basically didn't roll. That was an 88% catch probability. So let's see if the Cubs can take advantage. The batter is Chris Bryant, and he looks at a strike. More from the draft. Pretty college heavy today in the 3 selections from yesterday. Following Horner, Hart High School, that is the alma mater of Mike Montgomery.
There's been a number of guys out of that school. You saw University of San Diego there. Obviously where KB played his college ball. He's in the midst of his longest homerless drought of his career in terms of at-bats. Just saying. This would be a good time. Good swing.
Selections from earlier today. All college guys except for Cole Franklin out of Broken Arrow. That's Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, I think Brad Penny is from there.
Eflin's 0-2, swing and a miss. As the Cubs strand a couple after 3, they trail 5-0.
than ever at participating locations for a limited time. Good night for a Frosty.
The Brewers are in Cleveland facing Corey Kluber tonight. They trail 3-1 in the top of the 7th. And that's after losing 2 out of 3 here in Chicago to the White Sox. Cubs are down 5-0. Hendricks 0-1 to Eflin. 0-0 in 2. The 5 runs allowed by Kyle, matching the most he's ever allowed here at Wrigley Field. I'm thinking this is something you normally don't see. With Hendricks pitching in the home pinstripes, you're right. As he strikes out Eflin for the 2nd time. Hey, Cub fans, check out the WGN Sports Game Zone to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and info while watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape. Pools, patio furniture, hot tubs, and more. Escape your everyday. Shop The Great Escape. Hernandez started the 3-run rally in the 3rd with a leadoff single. As you mentioned, he's got real good on-base skills.
Yeah, in terms of getting on the base, he has had issues in his career once he's on base in terms of some of his decision making.
Always performed well against the Cubs. 329 lifetime.
Prone to some mental lapses.
Baez will gobble it up. Strong throw to first. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Len and JD from Wrigley Field. Phillies and Cubs opening up a 3-game series. Season series will move to Philadelphia in the 2nd half. August 31st through September 2nd.
Kind of a rare breakout game for the Phillies. They have really struggled on the road. 12-17 road record, batting .217 away from their home ballpark. Big differential in terms of the runs scored home and road as well.
Yeah, they're coming off 3 consecutive 90-loss seasons, but like the Braves, they've moved on to the next phase. Dave Kapler replacing Pete Mackanin as their manager. 2-1. Yeah, that batting stance, I don't know how you'd teach it. I don't know how you'd come up with it. But I guess it works for him. It looks really uncomfortable. Especially what he does with that front foot.
Just thinking about all the Little League coaches in the Philadelphia area having to tell their kids, no, no, no. Make a play here. No, just above us.
It was Herrera who made that acrobatic catch on the warning track to preserve Cole Hamels' no-hitter, right? Chris Bryant
That's
drive.
correct, yeah.
Wind was whipping around and he left his feet on the warning track and made the catch. Called strike 3. Hendricks needed that. A 1-2-3 4th, trailing 5-0.
Cubs baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Join the team that enjoys responsibly. Budweiser reminds you to drink wiser.
Stay tuned for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. CM Punk and Clay Guida.
Laurel.
Yanni. Foul strike on Rizzo. Anthony spent the morning at Lurie Children's Hospital, as he often does.
Big man, big heart.
Yep. Big road trip at 350.
Coming off a very good month of May after a very sluggish start. Eflin very fastball heavy here tonight. He is pumping that heater in there one after another.
I have to quibble with your adjective.
Yeah.
You would think sluggish for a hitter would be good.
Yeah.
He's feeling sluggish. He has now hit in 15 of his last 16 games with a plate appearance. Leadoff single.
The Cubs have now matched the Phillies in hits.
On July 6th, the Cubs are teaming up with Third Man Pressing to offer fans an exclusive vinyl record ticket package featuring a limited edition 7-inch vinyl with Eddie Vedder's All the Way, Steve Goodman's Go Cubs Go. For more details or to purchase tickets for this limited offer, visit Cubs.com/vinyl. Pitch to Contreras is fouled upstairs. Max Scherzer tonight, 6th inning, struck out the side on 9 pitches. Second immaculate inning of his career. He's pretty good. They lead the Rays. Nationals lead the Rays 4-2 as they go to the 9th.
When did immaculate inning enter the baseball lexicon? Has that been around a while?
I feel like it has. One on the Cubs catcher. Make it 1-2.
He singled his first time up, leading off the second. Was caught trying to go from second to third. Out by a mile. Like he was wearing the cloak of invisibility there. But no, they saw him all right. When you're down 5, it's a little bit of an issue for the manager. If you're down a couple runs, you think, well, maybe he hits the ball on the ground a lot. Maybe we should start a base runner here to make sure we stay out of the double play. But down 5, you really cling to those base runners. You don't want to make any mistakes, run into any cheap outs. Good 2-strike approach there. You can see Contreras let that ball get deep. See if the Phillies counter and try to bust him inside here.
And a little bit of a tentative break by Herrera, but that ball belongs to Altair in right.
Yeah, when this one first left Contreras' bat, I thought, here we go. Something good's going to happen. Pretty routine for Altair. He's a good outfielder.
Schwarber laid down a sac bunt in the second and was trying to bunt for a hit. But the pitcher made the play. I think you referenced earlier that Jake Arrieta had gotten on the Phillies for their shifting after they got swept in San Francisco. Joe talked to the media today before the game about how the Cubs have set up shifting. And he said he only allows pitchers to first guess. That ball lined out into right center. Rizzo will make the turn. He'll easily make third. Schwarber trying for two. He's safe with a double.
All right, here we go. A chance to cut into this lead. Good swing here by Kyle. First extra base hit of the night for the Cubs.
And now two in scoring position for the NL RBI leader, Javier Baez. So just to finish the point, Joe said they lay out their charts, and if a starting pitcher doesn't want the defense to shift, they don't. So, but if they agree to it, they can't then later go, why are we shifting?
Yeah, I like that approach, because now the pitcher goes to the mound knowing that he's bought in, and there's no second guessing over the course of the game.
Addison Russell getting tests on his left middle finger, and he injured in New York. Not in the lineup tonight, and likely unavailable off the bench. Inside for ball one, and this replay is brought to you by IDOT, reminding you safe driving habits really are a matter of life or death. Learn more at lifeordeathillinois.com. The steal of home on the pickoff throw to first, perfectly executed.
Orchestrated by Baez. Told Contreras to take an aggressive lead, try to draw a pickoff throw. He had done that on the previous pitch, and then boom, off Baez went.
That ended up being the game-winning run. Corey Mazzoni is up. We're nearing the bottom of the order. We're in the bottom of the order. Seventh batter. So Joe would pinch hit for Hendricks if this inning gets to the 9 spot.
This is the situation where Cubs have struggled, runners in scoring position, and what Joe's looking for is a willingness to change the approach, put the ball in play, use the whole field.
Eflin's 1-2 swing and a miss. Got him on a high fastball.
That's really the critical at bat there. The one out at bat where the sacrifice flies in play, ground ball to the infield, scores a run, is in play. Now a lot of pressure on Almora. With 2 outs, he's got to deliver a base hit to drive in the runs. And that one nostril high.
So it's Almora with 2 outs. Give him some room in right center. And the pitch. Tap back to the pitcher. Eflin gets out of it. Cubs have left 5 on base through 4 and trail 5-0. Debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. A cool and windy night here at Wrigley Field. Scott Kingery takes a strike. This story is pretty fascinating. In March, he got a 6-year contract plus 3 club options. Prior to making his major league debut, he was considered the second best prospect in the game at the time he signed. He would end up on their big league opening day roster, and the $24 million in guaranteed money, the most ever for an amateur drafted player who hadn't yet played in the majors. He hits a line drive right to Hayward.
Well, clubs are looking for cost certainty, and the Phillies believe in Kingery, and so they'll gobble up his arbitration years, the first 3 years of free agency, free agent eligibility. With those options, it'd be interesting to see. My guess is if he turns out to be the player they think he will be, that will prove to be a club-friendly deal.
It will, and it's not something that torpedoes things in terms of your payroll if it doesn't totally work out.
Well, the Cubs are shifting, and it's like a blitz package here. Bryant moves over. Zobrist and Baez trade places. It used to be the old line was you can't tell the players without a scorecard. Now you can't tell the players without a graphic.
That's a strike.
Use the shift less than anybody in the game. 3.5% of plate appearances. Do they put the shift on?
These two guys were together at Woodstock. Missed on a fastball. 2-2.
We'll have to put together our all rock and roll team. Right?
Mm-hmm. Hopped up. Not the easiest play for Contreras. He held on to his mask while making the basket catch.
Yeah, this is funky, and I'm sure he's thinking, somebody please run me off this ball. Anthony was in pursuit. He decided to yield to Contreras. Anthony, they are ready in case there was a rebound.
Altera walk, a run, and a sacrifice fly. 1 ball, no strikes.
Kyle's due to lead off the bottom of the 5th.
With my uniform stuff, I claim that one team is going to go to the powder blues again for a road look, and it's going to start a trend back to that, and the Phillies would be a really interesting candidate to do it. They have brought that look back for some home games, But I'm all in on that.
When you think of the Phillies in powder blue, does a certain player come to mind?
Oh, Mike Schmidt.
Randy Lurch.
I think Mike Schmidt would be the first one. Randy Lurch might be on the list, but not number one. Hey, all you parrot heads, Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band return to Wrigley Field Friday, July 13th with special guest Boz Scaggs. Don't miss out on Jimmy's only Chicago appearance of the summer. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com/concerts. Tommy La Stella batting for Kyle Hendricks here in the 5th. Well, Kyle may not say this, but you know, those last 2 innings, right? Everybody has a clunker here or there, but if you can save your bullpen a little bit, and he did, it's a very small moral victory.
Yeah, and he, you know, if his spot wasn't coming up in the batting order, he probably could have given him one more inning here tonight.
Hit hard on a bounce with right to Kingery. Brings up Ben Zobrist. See, the Yankees had a scheduling issue in July. They've had all kinds of weather problems. I mean, more even than the Cubs have. So they've got a doubleheader in Baltimore on July 9th. Well, ESPN had grabbed their July 8th game against Toronto, so they were going to play at 8 o'clock Sunday night, fly to Baltimore and play a doubleheader. So 3 games in 24 hours. They pleaded with MLB. And they have moved that Sunday game back to his regularly scheduled 1 o'clock first pitch. So ESPN will get another Sunday night game. 2 outs here in the 5th inning.
Probably the right thing to do, and I think you could have made a similar exception for the Cubs last week, playing the Sunday night game before heading off to Pittsburgh for that Memorial Day matinee. What
is Eflin doing to keep the Cubs off balance tonight?
You know, again, he's fastball heavy. Started to mix in the changeup a little bit more the last couple innings or so. That was a good one there. He's kind of been on the attack, and he's taken advantage of a couple of bad ABs for the Cubs too. And he's had base runners, but he hasn't cratered with a couple guys on base. Most notably the strikeout of Javi in the fourth with runners on second and third. He's got good stuff. He's 95, 96 with pretty good movement. Hasn't spun the ball a whole bunch. We haven't seen a lot of breaking pitches from him. As we noted at the outset, it's a good night to be aggressive with the wind blowing in.
Here's his 1-2 off the end of the bat, and again on a bounce to the shortstop. Off balance throw, Kingery. Eflin's got a 5-0 lead, moving to the 6th.
Blue sky.
Searching for my lost.
See who's going places, brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. So opponent average by relievers since 1920. The Cubs bullpen giving up a 200 batting average against. And you see all those other teams prior to the division era starting in 1969. They lowered the mound. Corey Mazzoni, first man out of the Cubs pen tonight, and he's able to knock down this hot shot and gets Williams.
Well, that'll get you into the flow in a hurry. You get a comebacker whacked right back at you. And everybody know I'm good. No need to have a summit meeting here on the mound. All leather. Don't panic. Well, you can panic a little bit. Just control your panic. That had a chance to get real ugly there with that ball sitting on top of the mound.
Strike called on Franco. I've got a tweet saying, hey, that home plate umpire looks like he's really tall. Yeah, Jordan Baker is the tallest active umpire, listed at 6'7". Hit a ton down the left field line, and it's going to go foul. So you would think he would call more high strikes,
that's
right?
always been the theory with Jordan. The really tall guys. Tim McClellan comes to mind. He's got to work hard there to get down there low. I mean, that's a deep squat he's doing.
Bronco strikes out.
This Sunday, it would be June 10th, the Cubs are playing the Pirates. First pitch 120, and up to the first 5,000 early arriving children 13 and younger receive a Cubs Echo microphone presented by MasterCard. After the game, the first 1,000 kids 13 and younger will have the opportunity to run the bases, weather permitting. Tickets still available at Cubs.com. You could run the bases and announce the action on your Echo microphone.
As Alfaro, it was Jordan Baker who got into that argument with John Lackey and ended up ejecting both Lackey and Contreras last year. 5-pitch inning for Mazzoni. Nice play, Baez. 5-0 Phils in the 6th. Chicago fans. A little scoreboard watching tonight. The Brewers have put up a run in the 9th inning, trailing 3-2 at Cleveland. Travis Shaw with a leadoff homer of Cody Allen. Corey Kluber's 7 innings, 1 run allowed. He has made 13 consecutive quality starts to begin the year. His ERA is under 2, and the Cubs did not face him in two-game series this season. Bryant, first pitch swinging, lofts out into left center. Coming in and grabbing it is Williams.
Yeah, they didn't face Carlos Carrasco either. Pretty darn nasty.
Big 3-game series next week at Miller Park, starting Monday night. Cubs have won 7 of 8 in the season series to date.
Plus a big matchup coming up between the wives of the two clubs having a softball game for charity.
That's right.
Playing up in Milwaukee on the 12th, I believe.
Swing and a miss by Anthony Rizzo. You know what was kind of buried in the lead of the Yankees Sunday night story is that the Blue Jays were going to play in the game of the world, which is very rare. Caught by Herrera.
Herrera finally said, I'm going to go get one of these. There's still time to plan a group outing at Wrigley Field, especially for the July 3rd and 4th 2-game holiday series with the Detroit Tigers. Group ticket packages include special perks only available inside the ballpark. Cubs offer special ticket packages for groups of 15 or more. Visit Cubs.com/groups.
Wilson Contreras. It's outside for a ball. One and one.
Pitch count in great shape for Eflin as he works here in the 6th. And with that changeup, it's like a power changeup. It's kind of like a sinker. He throws it 87, 88. Working quickly, moving the ball up and down in the strike zone.
The Dodgers lead at Pittsburgh 4-0, top of the 6th. And that one,
statistically, this guy should be the lightest touch in the Philly rotation. The other 4 are all in the top 25 in the league in ERA. They're the only team that can make that claim. Pitchers who have made at least 10 starts, well above league average. We see Aaron Nola tomorrow. He's got a 214, third best in the National League. And then Nick Pivetta, sporting a 348, will go in the finale.
Not to be confused with Dick Bavetta, right? The NBA referee.
Arrieta, Pivetta, and Velasquez. Only team, 4 starters ranked in the top 25 in ERA.
Contreras draws the walk. Second time he's reached. Cardinals are down 5-2 at home in the 5th inning against Miami. So the NL Central having a tough go so far tonight. Reds are down 9-3 as they go to the bottom of the 8th in Cincinnati, hosting the Rockies. First pitch to Schwarber is high for a ball.
And good work on the road trip, and the Cubs have pulled within 2 of the Brewers. Cardinals have been playing pretty well lately.
Eflin got a no decision here in his first career start at Wrigley Field. In 7 innings, gave up 3 runs. Leading 5-0 tonight through 6 innings of work. All Phillies so far as we go to the 7th. Budweiser. Sizzling track. That's a Chicago band called Deeper, and the tune is Should Be.
A little Talking Heads sound to it.
Okay, yeah. Zach Eflin batting in the 7th inning. Zoni's 1-1 is hit on the ground. Fair ball. Bryant makes the play. Brewers have lost tonight, 3-2 the final in Cleveland.
QB.
Fourth trip for Hernandez. That's his foul into his own dugout.
Down at AAA, Corey Mazzoni had a 1.25 ERA, 3 earned runs in 21 2/3 innings, and a couple of saves. From the Pittsburgh area, originally drafted by the Mets.
Swing and a miss.
Out of NC State.
Ball, 2 strikes. And the Phillies leadoff man. Two teams had been going in opposite directions. Cubs winners of 4 in a row and 7 of 8. And the Phillies was 2 and 5 to start a 10-game road trip.
Two very young teams. Phillies, like the Cubs, have a lot of young position players and young arms in their pitching staff as well.
No real update on Yu Darvish. He has been playing light catch. Threw a little bit today. As he tries to come back from right shoulder and right triceps tendonitis. Carl Edwards Jr. on the DL with right shoulder inflammation. Eddie Butler with a groin injury. Drew Smiley coming back from Tommy John surgery. And ball 4. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Make sure you stay tuned. Following our ball game, we'll have the WGN News. Base hit Herrera.
It may look funky, but he can hit. Big leg kick, but he gets it down in time and whistles one through the hole on the right side. So a little pressure here for Mazzoni.
Kingery. No relation to Mike. His middle name is Scott. Okay, a former big league outfielder. Scouts have compared Scott Kingery to Dustin Pedroia, a smallish infielder with power, and others to Ben Zobrist in terms of his defensive versatility. And speaking of the power, that blast out to the warning track is caught with a wind blowing in. Both runners will tag and advance one. Typically on June 5th here at Wrigley Field, that's a home run, but not tonight.
Not this time. Scotty jetpacks. Good swing though, and the kid has tremendous upside. Almora with good concentration just in front of the wall hauls it in. Santana going to get a free pass here. Yeah.
Second time he's walked tonight. And it's a bases loaded situation, 2 outs for Altair.
And Altair basically been mired in a season-long slump. He's walked and hit a sacrifice fly tonight, also struck out. The last couple of weeks he has struck out in just about half of his plate appearances. But with the bases loaded, he's been pretty darn good in his career.
Phillies got a 2-run homer from Nick Williams in the second. They added 3 in the third.
Good try there.
2-out threat here in the 7th. Corey, no relation to Leal. Azzone. Corey's last name ends with an I. Two balls, 2 strikes.
The struggles of Altair, you figured he would be aggressive here, trying to do something heroic.
Oof. He's not. He takes a call third, and that's time now for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Guest conductors for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, UFC fighters and Chicago native CM Punk and Clay Guida.
All right, what do you say, Wild and Crazy Cubs fans? Hey, how many UFC fans do we have in the ballpark tonight? All right, I want to hear you guys sing nice and loud so that Harry Carey, Ron Santo, and all the baseball gods can hear us upstairs. Are you ready, Gary? Let's hear it. A 1,
A 2,
a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the Cubs. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. All right, let's get some runs. Let's get
Cubs have had traffic tonight, have not pushed a run across home plate yet. And only getting out of that jam in the top half of the inning gives them life, but get something going here pretty soon.
Ground ball to Kingery. This Saturday, June 9th, the Cubs host the Pirates at 1:20. Up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans receive a Cubs cooling towel presented by Ideal Industries Incorporated. For more information, visit Cubs.com.
It'll be a lot cooler just for having that towel. Your friends will look at you in a new light.
Almora looks at a strike. The headline going into this game was the return of Jake Arrieta to Wrigley Field, even though Jake is not pitching in this series. But Zach Eflin is saying, hey, I'm pitching tonight. He's been really good. Right, two ways to look at it. I know Jake really wanted to pitch in this series, but the other way to look at it is he can kick his feet up, relax, spent some time near the batting cage watching some of the Cubs take BP today. You don't have to have your game face.
Yeah, kind of a low stress series for him. Kick back and enjoy some good memories.
Just missed 2-2. Kingery again. And all the plays so far. Yeah, you know, typically the hugs are kind of, you know, no big deal, but these were real. Look at this one. This is a.
It's not just your average bro hug.
Yeah, I love you, buddy.
It's a loving embrace.
I love you too.
I think we should have music for that one. The way we were.
Very nice. This is Chris Jimenez off the bench. If Eflin gets one more out, it'll be his longest start of the year. It's Randy Rosario in the Cubs bullpen.
Eflin showing no signs of letting up here. That might have been the best slider he's thrown tonight. A lot of transactions around our game today. Madison Bumgarner has been activated to pitch today. Julio Teheran, on the other hand, has gone to the DL.
Yadier Molina and Carlos Martinez back with the Cardinals.
Yeah, Yadi's back sooner than I thought. Anthony DeSclafani has been activated by the Reds. Chris Archer on the DL. So if you're a fantasy baseball player, you've probably had to make some adjustments with your roster. Rangers released Tim Lincecum.
Roller to Kingery. And one of the best trades the Cubs have ever made. Brought these two guys to the Cubs. Think about it. Arrieta and Stroh. All the great work they did together here. And Pedro's still a Cub.
Jason Hill makes a catch. It's a no-hitter. Someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget. And all these reckless nights you
August 30th, 2015, Sunday night in Los Angeles before he put on the onesie. Remember that flight home? That was fun. And then in Cincinnati on April 21st, 2016, Cubs won that game 16-0. So it was Arrieta and Montero, and then Arrieta and Ross. Ball one on Nick Williams. And it's Randy Rosario who grabbed the first 2 wins of his big league career last week.
Yeah, he's been impressive so far, just 5 games, but good work with the young left-hander. Just a couple of appearances as a major leaguer with the Twins under his belt before being called up with the Cubs this year, and he's pitched with a lot of confidence.
One and two to Williams. Our fourth drive of the game was the go-ahead shot by Williams in the second inning. 410 feet to right.
His 7th of the year, and really worked a quality at bat. Obviously, had a quality ending, but he laid off some chaseable changeups earlier on and bought that fastball.
Zobrist will get him. Franco 1 out of 3. One more night game tomorrow night, and then everything else will be in the daytime on this homestand. Thursday's final game, and then the whole series against the Pirates. First pitch scheduled for 1:20 p.m. Tomorrow's probables, which typically means they will probably pitch tomorrow. Aaron Nola, very underrated right-hander, and left-hander Jose Quintana coming off a real good one in New York.
Yeah, it's not like football where they have, you know, doubtful and probable, and we just have probables.
$40,553 the paid crowd tonight.
I guess the comp in baseball would be available relievers. I don't know who's available on a night-to-night basis.
Yeah, you could actually call them the availables, because theoretically it's the only available starter. We just came up with a new movie franchise.
The Availables.
The Availables, the sequel.
A superpower hero, I'm available. Hey, Cub fans, download the My Bona apps rewards app today and follow along for your chance to score free beef sandwiches throughout the season.
One out walk to Franco, and it's Alfaro.
Still with just 6 hits, 5 of them coming in that second and third inning. That's where they clustered all their damage. 5 runs on 5 hits in those 2 innings.
That third inning in particular was an odd one. I just can't think of too many innings Kyle Hendricks has had, especially in this ballpark, in which he's faced 8 men. And they really had him working hard to get out of it.
Yeah, and it's not like they tore the cover off the ball. The lead single by Hernandez and a walk to Herrera. Kingery a bunt single. He would have been happy just to get a sacrifice. Ends up getting a knock. Santana worked a good at bat, took a walk. Sac fly, a run came home on a fielder's choice. Franco had a base hit under KB's glove down at third, so not like they were inflicting a lot of damage, but they did push 3 runs across.
Count now 2-2. Brewers lost tonight in Cleveland. Cubs started the night 2 back. That ball will be caught. Sliding grab by Hayward.
A beautiful play here by Jason. Quick break on this ball.
So Eflin batting in the 8th, 4th time he's come up. That's always a good sign for it. Starting pitcher. And he rolls it in the left. It has been his night.
Sure has.
That's a good swing. Pitcher jacket alert.
Pitcher jacket, yep. Yeah, all stressful moments trying to get that zipper. You know, everybody's waiting on you.
Come harder with the batting glove. Oh man, he got caught.
No, it's caught.
Hernandez batting from the right side takes a strike.
Seems to me in the modern game, the bat boy said run out there and zip that up for you.
Well, if you're a Philly, you should know how to zip. They used to have zippers on their uniforms.
Oh, zipper boy.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Seems like the zipper on the uniform would be a bit of an issue with the head first slide.
Yes. There you go. That's another guy I would think of before Randy Lurch. With all due respect.
I'm going Manny Trio. Because for me, when you think about the iconic players who played so long, you can visualize them and a lot of different looks. They're trying to identify the guy who. Now, how long did they do the powder blue there? You know?
I think like 72 to mid to late 80s, maybe.
So pretty long run then.
Most of my childhood, so that instructs everything I like. I freely admit it. Everything I liked as a baseball fan when I was 12, I think, in terms of uniforms, would be better than they are now.
Yeah, sure.
But bouncer to Bryant, and he'll head to third. We'll see that Jake Arrieta tribute when we come back.
He is becoming must-see TV. Don't miss a Jake Arrieta start, folks.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss, a no-hitter. Jake Arrieta has just pitched a no-hitter at Dodger Stadium. Jake Arrieta is a 20-game winner.
Very nicely done. That was a Cubs Productions video that ran after the first inning here at the ballpark tonight. We got a great standing ovation as a result. 1-1. Zobrist checked his swing and fouled it. Now I was on the radio yesterday. We're talking about like a 5-man all-time Cubs rotation, right? He's in your rotation, I think. And the thing about it is, Fergie's in. John Lester and Kyle Hendricks are in the conversation too. I mean, these three guys, what they've done since Jake got here, Kyle got traded here, and then John Lester signing as a free agent. And the World Series part of it means a lot, but It's all the other stuff too.
Yeah, and just, obviously one of the great trades not only in Cubs history but baseball history. Given where he was with Baltimore, one of the all-time great change of scenery deals. A guy who had enormous potential but had never really developed in Baltimore, and Chris Bosio and company unlocked it here. And Jake did the rest.
Not only get Jake, but what Pedro Strop has done, and we've chronicled his great work in middle to late relief with the Cubs. Eflin nearing 100 pitches on the night. He's 0-2 on Hayward. And that one tomahawked to left and caught by Williams. Awkward grab. But he made the play.
And one of the better struck balls of the night for the Cubs. A fastball up out of the zone, but Hayward was ready for it, got on top of it, hit it hard. No luck as Williams was there to make the play.
Ball one to Chris Bryant. Singled in the first, has struck out and flied out since. Tell you, Eflin the last couple of innings is pitching like a guy who wants to go all 9. I don't know if he'll get the chance.
He's done it a couple of times in his career.
Herrera will have to play it on a bounce.
A couple borderline pitches down around the knees called balls that put Chris in a favorable situation. He exploits it for his second hit of the night. 2 out of 4 now for KB. Solid line drive single. It's interesting because this is what got everybody all riled up about with Gabe Kapler at the beginning of the year. Was it Nola that he pulled
opening day?
He had a shutout going.
I want to say 68 pitches, something like that, and they lost.
We've talked about it over and over again. Removing the starting pitcher 90 pitches, 80 pitches into a start, third time through the batting order is always defensible when you look at the numbers. The batting average typically goes way up third time through.
No play for Alfaro.
But you got to let score dictate, score, and other issues obviously come into play, bullpen availability, things of that nature, and sometimes you just got to trust your eyes. And stats say that this could go south on us, but I'm watching this guy pitch. He's in command of his stuff. He's in charge out there on the mound. Why mess with it?
He has not pitched under much duress tonight, especially after he got the early lead. There's a little duress. Rizzo, a gapper, and the Cubs should get on the board here. They will. Bryant scores. It's a double for Rizzo. 5-1.
Well, a little something for the patrons to get excited about. It comes with 2 outs, solid single, ringing double. Spike grip on the curveball, and Anthony all over it.
That'll be it for Eflin. So Eflin leads with a 5-1 lead, 8th inning. We'll be right back. Glory Ram. It's a very PC week here at Wrigley Field tomorrow night and Thursday against the Phils, and then the Pirates come in to complete the Pennsylvania weekend. Adebray Ramos will make his 25th appearance.
Well, he's been good. 0.86 ERA. League bats .211 against him. 25 strikeouts, 9 walks in 21 innings. He's allowed 2 long ones. Fastball, slider, change. Real heavy slider. I mean, heavy in terms of his usage.
Eflin did it tonight on just 2 strikeouts in his 7 2/3. Contreras pops it up. Santana into foul territory, and that'll be it for the Cubs in the 8th. They'll settle for 1 and trail 5-1 as we go to the 9th.
Go. Enhance your next game day experience with the MLB Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets, enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Print it, copy.
Ball 1 to Odubel Herrera. Lefty Rosario. That was a strike. Todd Frazier is off the DL, and Colin Cosell, one of the new PA announcers, is going to say his name just like that.
Yeah.
Like his grandfather Howard. I guess Todd said that's totally cool with me. How are the Mets doing? Let's see. They lost 2-1 to the Orioles. What happened there?
I don't know. I think Contreras wanted to change the sign or something.
Nobody on base. That's not a balk. The Orioles snapped the 7-game losing streak and sent the Mets to their 5th straight loss. Herrera loses his helmet and strike 2. comes, and he fouled it.
Looks like he hangs in there well against left-handed pitching. You have to, if you're going to hit for a high average like he typically does, you got to be able to handle pitches from both sides.
This is Baez's ball. He's got it as he tumbles into the stands. What a play. I hope he's all right. That area is very unforgiving in terms of the bricks.
Yeah, the height of that wall makes it a very difficult play, and headlong into the stands. Just another highlight from Baez.
Great catch. And I love at the end, he goes into the,
comes out of it
and holds the ball up.
And comes out of it with a smile on his face, like, yep, that's just me being me.
One strike on Kingery. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss.
He had the presence of mind there, the self-preservation, to kind of go airborne to get his backside on top of the wall before he flipped into the seats. He doesn't do that. He's going to ram the side of his leg into the edge of that wall, and that would not have felt good at all.
Never ceases to amaze as a baseball player. Oh, 2 is golf to left. Schwarber is there. And there's the damage. Not bad. Otis can get the soda out of the
out
of the pants. That'll be no problem.
That would make a good laundry detergent commercial, wouldn't it?
1-1 on Santana. You know, the fans in the front row in those plays end up looking awkward, but first of all, you're watching a ball game. You're tracking the ball, and you never expect the player to end up in your lap. That's number one. And number two, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, there's not really. There's no manual on how to deal with that as a fan.
A shortstop coming into my seat here. Thank you.
Yeah, that doesn't happen at the theater very often.
You can have your bucket of popcorn and you're going to be okay. Laced out into the alleyway, and that'll get to the wall. Santana will have a double. Career low batting average at .216 before that hit, but he's been on 3 times tonight.
Yeah, and he's heated up after a slow start, so that average will continue to climb in all likelihood, and he's always been very patient. He's walked more than he has struck out this year.
You know, with Baez making all these great plays tumbling into the stands, you know, they have rules about if a foul ball goes into the stands, you get to keep it. It's not the case for a big league player. Ground ball, base hit, and the Phillies will add to their lead. Aaron Altair has knocked in a couple tonight, and it's 6-1.
Phillies answer after 2 outs, double single to regain their 5-run lead. No play to be made at home plate for Almora. Rosario gives up his first run of the year.
Williams with 3 knocked in. Wouldn't it be cool though if the rule was if Baez falls into your lap, you get to keep him for your rec league?
Yeah, be there Tuesday night at 6:30.
Well, I got a game. No, you're on my team now. A reminder that WGN News follows our broadcast.
Or at least pull an autographed baseball card out of the back pocket and hand it to the guy. Like Spider-Man.
Lined and caught by Bryant. Williams robbed of a hit. We go to the bottom of the ninth at 6-1 Phils. Back here at Wrigley Field, the Cubs will bat in the bottom of the ninth, trailing the Phillies 6-1. Cubs coming off a 4-game sweep over the Mets in New York. And started a 6-game homestand this evening. Ball 1 on Schwarber. From Adubray Ramos. In a non-save spot.
Last couple days of that Mets series, the Cubs didn't do a lot of hitting. They scored 7 runs on Saturday, but 6 of those came in the 14th inning. And they struck out about 24 times in that ball game. Scored 2 on Sunday, but it was enough because the pitching was so good.
2-2. Schwarber able to hold up. Diamondbacks lead the Giants 2-0. Third inning in San Francisco. Arizona leading the West currently. And Schwarber draws the leadoff walk.
That's a bad walk. Leadoff walk from the pitcher's point of view, not Schwarber. Leadoff walk in the 9th inning of a 6-1 game. And there's Sir Anthony Dominguez. He has been quite a story for the Phillies, and it looks like he's going to come in and pitch.
So 6-1 Philadelphia. A man on, nobody out. We'll be right back. The Cubs host the Pirates to wrap up the homestand. Sir Anthony Dominguez has gotten his major league career off to quite a start. Look at the whip. I don't know if I've ever seen a whip of 0.15.
Yeah, and it's not like he's only pitched a couple of games. He's pitched 11 times. He's punched out 15, has not yet walked a man.
2 hits. An awkward swing by Baez on the first pitch.
Well, he averages close to 98 miles per hour with his fastball. He'll throw that about 75% of the time. He mixing the sliders and once in a great while a changeup. SER Anthony Dominguez.
Yes,
Sir
he has
Anthony,
not been knighted just yet.
No, but we like to call him Sir Anthony.
Well, he's gotten a couple of awkward hacks from Baez. And that last pitch ended up right in the heart of the zone. Ooh. One away. That was a very odd at bat.
Yeah, it just Javi was sitting fastball the whole at bat, committed to swinging. This was meant to be a slider away, and it just completely backed up on Dominguez.
Almora nothing out of 3, batting in the 8th spot. Schwarber the runner at first. Cubs are down 5 here in the 9th inning, and the pitch is lined to left. Williams, a sliding catch for out number 2.
Again, he comes with a slider, and Almora all over it. Like Hayward earlier, solid contact, but no reward as Williams there to make a play.
Ian Happ with 2 outs, pinch hitting. Ian takes low for a ball. Dominguez is 23. From the Dominican Republic, 6'1", 185. And his 1-0 pitch is a little high, 98.
Yeah, he's kind of like that Hicks kid with the Cardinals. Not a really big guy, but can really light it up.
Schwarber will move to second as Happ swung and missed.
The ball acted like a slider, but it was 97 miles per hour.
Yeah, it's got that natural cutting action.
I don't think Sir Anthony is overly concerned with the wear when he lets it go. Just trying to loosen my good stuff. He has to have some idea what he's doing with the low walk total. Can't be a comfortable AB as these guys face him for the first time ever.
Here's the pitch. A ground ball backhanded by Kingery, and the Phillies take game one. The visitors end a 3-game skid, and the Cubs' 4-game winning streak also comes to an end. Final score tonight, Phillies 6, Cubs 1. We'll be right back.